Okay, same night. I'm gonna do another tape because they're so active. It's June 13th, 2011. Here's where I'm at. It's live. It's a live feed. Earth Cam. Check it out for yourself. You can see for yourself if you go. And this is what's going on.
Steadily. I would think 10 years ago nobody knew who he was. And certainly over the last 5 or 6 years, his work has started to come out, come on the market. This model actually has come up a few times in the last couple of years. An auction value on this would be between $3,000 and $5,000. Really? Wonderful. Really great land. Thank you. It's really great condition. Don't do anything of soft rag, and that's really all that has to be done to it.
And that's all it's had for the last 20 years on soft rag. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
They belong to two sisters?
Two sisters of my grandmother.
You know what they are?
They're a little compact of some sort.
They're very ornate, dressy compacts.
Oh, really?
Did you know that they came from Tiffany and Company?
No, I didn't. No, I have no idea.
Tiffany? They are.
They're a little compact of some sort.
They're very ornate, dressy compacts.
Oh, good.
Did you know that they came from Tiffany and Company?
No, I didn't. No, I had no idea.
Tiffany and Company had a factory in Newark, New Jersey. And back at the turn of the century, they manufactured things like this for young ladies. The Tiffany and Company is right here. No mistake. These all open up. They have rouge and powder inside. And the mirror to straighten out. No mistake. Oh. This is a half, what we call a half compact. Not a full compact. Now, these are 14 karat gold.
Oh, great.
You have roughly somewhere around 3.
I'm gonna blow this up, people. There we go. Yeah. Look at that.
So you're not selling them.
No, I'm not.
But we've got to really insure this between $8,000 and $10,000.
Oh my goodness.
Well, my mom gave it to me, and she got it from my dad's parents' house, and she found it in the basement when they passed away, and they were cleaning out the basement, and she found that. And being as I was retired military,
This is Colorado,
there was 4 girls,
June
4 boys,
13th,
there was
2011.
So I got no idea.
It's a webcam at Earth Cam.
Early model is in
Earth Cam Network.
which would have been done in the field, and most likely picked up on the battlefield by one of the soldiers at the original owner would have lost it, sadly, during the war.
Would the bolt hole detract from the
No,
price?
answer to that.
Oh, it answers value.
It's got part of its original liner inside. This is the early liner band, all leather, and part of the original chin strap. Really a super kind of veteran bringback. And today, in this condition, easily $1,500 retail.
Is that right?
It's a great helmet, and I'm really happy that you brought it in.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, Bruce, when I saw this spectacular image when you walked in, I was very pleased because it's a wonderful thing. But before we talk about this particular image, what I'm going to do is what it tells us here. Read the other side of the folder. So I'm going to turn this around. Okay? And this looks pretty strange compared to the other side. Can you tell us what this is?
This is Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad time schedule dated 1876.
Right, so it actually folded up. And those are the covers down there.
That's correct.
And tell me what it's got on here.
Well, it glorifies the railroad and coming to the west. It gives the time schedule here on the top.
It is also selling land because they own land, the railroad. And down here, you could buy land from them. Let's flip it again. We'll go this way this time. There we go. Down here we have the dugout house. And your ancestor lived in one of those?
They lived in the dugout, and it was not as nice as what they said in it.
Now, how did you find this, and where did you find it?
I found it in an antique shop in Oklahoma about 10 years ago, and
You buy land from them. Let's flip it again. We'll go this way this time. There we go. Down here we have the dugout house, and your ancestor lived in one of those?
they lived in the dugout, and it was not as nice as what they...
Try to zoom in on that light.
Now,
Show you what it looks like up close.
I found it in a vintage shop in Oklahoma about 10 years ago, and I paid $30.
Whoa, look.
Whoa.
Right, so you just saw the cover
That's
there.
huge and
One of the
bright.
things I'm really
Fading
thinking
out
about
already.
now you've had
Yeah, it's like zooming around.
You see that one over behind it?
Yup, I was zooming it, or I kind of got close to the screen, you know, with the camera.
Flip it around.
And then I saw the other one.
Flip it this way. When you look at this side, it's spectacular. So the other side was practical, timetable, sales pitch, information. But this is graphically just gorgeous.
Wow.
We have along the top here, and I've been told it's the Arkansas Valley. This shows the route of the railroad. And down here we have a map, which is my primary interest. And map collectors want things that have a connection with the history they show. And you don't get any more immediate. This is something if you were traveling on the railroad,
Look at that, honey.
to know where it
Look.
was going to stop, when
Holy
it was going to
cow.
go. Or if you were thinking of coming out here, as your ancestors did, and you wanted to buy land, this shows you where the land is. Here's the
What is it
railroad line.
doing?
Okay, it runs off, and there's actually a spur here that comes down to Wichita.
Oh, they were
And the
passing
railroad
Look.
each other.
continues out, goes to the Rocky
They're
Mountains.
side by side
Slow
now.
down.
A lot of people were going out there.
There's,
Some people were also
look,
driving.
it's turning.
Right
Well, it's
along
fading
here,
out, and the other one got brighter. Now they're
that runs
both
off on the other
fading
side of the
out.
railroad. That was the land where the
Oh my
railroad
gosh.
land grants. And
Did you
so they
see them
had that
pause though
land
when they got by
sold
each
over
other?
to Native
Yeah, it's like they linked right up. I don't know. That was crazy. Look, it's back.
Today, in a retail shop, I would expect to see this selling for between $1,200 and...
It's like the one is zooming around or something. See it?
And now, interestingly, as you can see right here, there's a burn hole. Now, that's a condition problem, but because
Whoa.
it's a loose folding map, to have that in the only condition problem is really not an issue.
That was crazy.
Did it zoom over there?
I don't know what just happened. I'm going to have to review the tape to see that.
This has been my mom's house ever since I was a little boy, and I've always admired it. When she passed away, I got it to the estate.
Well, it's a really lovely example of a tile that was made by a company called Johann von Schwarz. The company was originally in Nuremberg, Germany.
Oh.
And they opened in 1859. And they were closed by 1921. And the man who designed it, because von Schwarz was no longer there, the man who designed it was called Karl Luber. And Karl Luber specialized in these beautiful Art Nouveau depictions that often had ladies with long flowing hair. And
There's three of them now.
they did
Oh my God.
There's three.
tiles like this, and some vases and some plates as well. The most collectible of the whole group are the
It
tiles.
must be getting pretty dark now because they were
It
being
dates
more
from about
active.
1896
Yeah.
to 1906. That's
You can
when
see them back
Luber
in
was
the
there. Sometimes you see them
distance, though.
in an old
There's
frame such as
lots
this.
more.
Sometimes they have metal frames. Sometimes they were built into a tray or a wall sconce, things like that. What makes these tiles special is that they use different techniques to make the actual tile. Those lines that you see here,
Trying to hold it as steady as I can, people.
the name for this technique is cuenca. C-U-E-N-C-A. That's a Spanish term. These tiles were pressed into molds that would have had incisions. Your actual tile would have these raised lines, these walls, and then you would fill these separate sections.
Oh my gosh,
with
look.
the glazes, and the glazes
Oh my gosh.
say exactly where they're supposed to go. The
How
colors
bright
are
is that?
Majolica glazes. The Majolica glazes are opaque and very bright. But this company also did a
Oh,
lot
look
of
how long it's hanging around.
No one else
It's
did
just
that.
chilling, ain't it? Oh my gosh, look. Look.
What is up with that?
One just shot right up to the camera. Look.
It would take a long
Or the cam or whatever Earth Cam uses.
but it would make a really lovely little company.
Wow.
In a very old
Wow, that is cool, man.
And today's price at auction would probably be about $1,500. If you
Something
wanted
major happening tonight there.
it would probably be more like $2,000.
Wow. That's pretty nice. Wow. I wouldn't have thought that much.
Man, it's gonna suck when the camera runs out though.
My late husband
Yeah, 'cause it's being
had purchased
active.
an oil field
Well, I'm
here,
just
and
gonna hurry up and
gentleman that lived out near Augusta, Kansas,
make another video.
used to
Take the memory off this
he
one
threw
and
in the stack of old books.
So with a little extra on a
put in
trade.
some more.
Yeah.
And how much did you pay for the Canon originally?
I'm not sure because I wasn't really interested in the oil field Canon
Yeah.
myself, but I'm thinking it might have been like $1,800.
Okay, so we paid a fair amount then.
Whoa, look.
Well, one of the first things you showed me when you came to our table is you opened it up to a page and wanted to know
Man,
whether
Earth
that was
Cam
Benjamin
rocks.
Franklin's signature.
Yeah.
It's not Benjamin Franklin's signature. That's the bad news. The good news is it's one of the more interesting books I've seen on the roadshow in quite some time.
Wow.
And the reason is that you look at the spine. Here you can see a C, a T, and an apostrophe S from what's left of the original spine label. And that probably said tracks. T-R-A-C-T-S.
Okay, people.
What this is a collection of tracks all published.
We're about to run out of memory,
in
so I
Great
guess I'm gonna
Britain
have to
and
make
colonies in America.
part 3 to this video.
And it's just hanging. Oh, there it goes,
One
there
of
it
the
goes.
things you see here
Wow,
is
it was there a
early
long
American
time.
Library
Yeah, it was.
label. It says York County Library.
taking off now.
1968, so this is actually one of the first books they would have in the library listing.
I'll try to get as much as I can on this tape, or on this memory, whatever, nowadays.
See that in there. It also says this was sold
There,
at
now
auction.
there's your tree.
So at some point the library sold off some of its books at auction, and you see a
Oh,
later
it's
American
back.
display from the
It's gone
collector
again.
when he probably bought it at the auction sale. Now, in a collection of pamphlets, each one of these has to do
Whoa.
with trade for Britain or colonies. This is probably the most interesting pamphlet here. Some
Wow.
observations on the intertrade, South Sea Company damage done to the British commerce in America.
Alright, I'll show you where I'm at one more time before I get some more memory.
So this is actually the
Alright, see ya in a minute.